Welcome students. So in this video, we will be dealing with the framework which can be used for building predictive analytics model. Okay. So now, we were dealing with descriptive. There are three types of analytics. Which are they? Descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive analytics. Okay. So now, in predictive analytics, what happens? Transforming data into future insights. All right. So now we will be discussing with a framework which can be used for building this predictive analytics model. Okay. So now what are the steps? What are the different steps? So coming here, see the first one, students, what it is? Problem identification. So the first is problem identification. So we have to identify the problem first, right? So now so let me tell an example. For example, we are talking about a company we are taking a company as an example, and we want to know the demand for a particular product solved by the company. Okay, so that is our problem there. Yes, so problem identification, that is the first step. We have to identify the problem. Then what comes? The second is the collection of data. So now we have to collect. We have to collect the data. Why? To predict the demand. So anyway, our example is we want to predict the demand, right? Demand of a particular product sold by a company. And in order for prediction of the demand, we need a lot of data. A lot of data is required. Okay, so some of the data may be price charged by the company, some may be the amount spent on promotion and advertisement, all this. Okay, so we need data. So that is the second step, collection of data. Okay, now coming to the third one, what it is? Pre-process the data, pre-processing the data. So what do we mean by that? There may be quality issues data. So we will be collecting the data, whatever data we have collected, there may be quality issues. Okay. And there may be error also in data collection. There may be error and there may be missing variable. All right. There will be missing variable. Some values will be missing in the data, etc. Okay. So few data we may not get. So we want to pre-process the data. That is what given here in the third step. We want to pre-process the data. So first one was identification of the problem, collection of data, and pre-processing the data. Okay. Now the next is model building. Model building. So what do we mean by that? It's not that. So what happens here is we develop several models. And from among the models, we will choose one model which is easy for us to implement. Okay, so that is what we will be doing. For example, in taking the same example of we are taking demand for, we want to predict the demand for a particular product sold by a company. So for that, so first model is relating to the price of the product and promotion expenses of the product. Okay, the first model. And the second model, we choose a model with relating to the price. We use the price of the product. What all we will use? Price of the product, promotion expenses of the product, then price of the competition and promotion expenses of the competition product. Okay, so now in these two models, in the second model, we may not get the promotion expenses of the competition product, maybe. Okay, we may not get that. So what happens? So we choose the model which we will believe easy to use or easy to implement. So we choose the first one there, first one. Okay, so what happens here in model building? We develop several models, but we will choose one model which we believe easy to implement or easy to use. Okay. Now, after that, after model building, once if I choose the model, then I can have deployment plan. Okay, deployment of data analysis by using Excel sheet. I can do the deployment of data analysis should be done. That should be the fifth step. Okay, and now once I know the demand, then I can plan the necessary things to predict the demand, to meet the requirement of the demand. Okay, so these are the different steps. So in framework which can be used for building predictive analytics model. So what are the different steps? problem identification, collection of data, pre-processing the data, model building, and deployment of data analysis. These are the different steps. All right. Now coming to predictive analytics, it's a category of data analytics aimed at making predictions about future outcomes based on historical data and analytics techniques such as statistical modeling we can use and machine learning. Okay, and then when applications, retailers, where it is applied. Retailers often use predictive models to forecast inventory requirements, manage shipping schedule, and configure store layout to maximize the sales. And airlines, another application, airlines frequently use predictive analytics to set ticket prices, reflecting past travel trends. Okay, based on the past travel trends, they will be doing it. Now, what are the different predictive analytics techniques? Okay, so the most frequently used predictive analytic techniques are regression is one, all right, and we can use logistic regression also. Regression, then comes logistic regression, forecasting, time series, Markov chains, etc. Okay, these are few analytics, predictive analytics techniques which are widely used. All right, so now, so what and all we have discussed here? Just predictive analytics, what are the framework which can be used for building predictive analytics model, which is very important. Okay, and these are the different steps in that framework. What are the different steps? You should remember all those, and where it is applicable, where and all it is applicable, predictive analytics model, where it is applicable. And then different predictive analytics techniques which are most frequently used, such as regression, logistic regression, forecasting, etc. Okay, so we will continue in the next video, and thank you.